when I say things are tough to talk about these issues or comments, right, it's always online. I do feel like in real life people are wonderful. The issue with online is that you're incentivized to take things out of context, you're incentivized to trend, and you're incentivized to have an opinion that's loud, even if it's misinformed.
My interest has always been piqued around gender issues in general. I've always found them really fascinating, what people are not able to do, what they are able to do, all of that stuff. How hard it is to be, and it's getting more and more difficult to have these conversations, I think. And you know, where if you say anything, people feel like, oh gosh, that could be taken the wrong way. Do you feel like that is true? Has it gotten harder to discuss this stuff?
Absolutely. And I do
online or IRL, anywhere?
No, online. When I say things are tough to talk about these issues or comments, right, it's always online. I do feel like in real life people are wonderful.
Yeah.
Online they can be wonderful too, but in real life, I'll tell you what, during the Black Lives Matter protests, I learned a very valuable lesson that year because I remember being online and like a lot of people were kind of being like, oh, online's a lot for me right now. There's a lot of hostility, a lot of people arguing, there's a lot of misinformation, you know, you mix COVID with the protests, all this stuff, and it was becoming a lot, so I just put my phone away and I was like, you know what? Going to a protest in real life.
Wow.
And I went to a protest in real life, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. People that were all standing for a common cause.
Right.
Educating each other through conversation, being patient with each other, standing next to someone they otherwise would not see eye to eye on and standing for this common cause. And I remember thinking in that moment, social media is just not real life. It's truly not. All the discussions that happen on there are important and valid, but they're not conversations. They're just opinions and statements. Because a conversation is that I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm receiving, I'm giving. That's a conversation, right? The issue with online is that you're incentivized to take things out of context, you're incentivized to trend, and you're incentivized to have an opinion that's loud, even if it's misinformed.
The most outrageous one. It'll get bumped up to the top.
100%.
It'll get amplified. It'll get, and people are. That's why things have gone so. It's part of the reason why.
So I don't think the conversations. I don't want anyone listening to think, oh, social media doesn't play important role in conversations. No, I've learned so much of social media. I think it's such a powerful tool. But for as long as people are incentivized to tear people down because it elevates themselves through numbers and through followers and all that stuff, it's never going to be a place where genuine conversation can happen.
True. So where does that happen?
Right here.
Right here.
On your podcast.
That's what's
right here in this room.
That's what I was
podcast.
hoping for.
You know, because if you correct me and teach me something, I can actually like hear it and understand, and it's not like you're attacking me. And it's not like someone over there is inserting themselves in this conversation, saying something. You know what I mean? We're actually learning, and we can vibe. I've also had many instances where people I follow have said things online, and I'm not the one that will ever argue with someone online or like.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do your online. But if I see them in person again, and I might ask them about that, like, hey, so like I saw you post this, like, really interesting. Tell me about that. More often than not, that person goes, nah, man, that's just for the internet.
Oh no.
And I'm like, that's another issue. Here's an example. I've had many friends who have acted very frustrated about lockdown, or about the vaccines, or about any mandates, have complained about it all over social media. These are against my rights, I don't trust this, I don't do this. They never responded, to each their own. Saw them in person the next time, at an event you had to be vaccinated to get into. And I was like, oh, so no man, I'm fully vaxxed. And it's like,
I know, it's like all of Fox News.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so you have this outrageous persona with a lot of opinions online that's garnering you a lot of buzz, but like, you don't live this up. That's the internet.
For the longest time, I've always wondered, is it worse to not know, or is it or to know and not do? Like if you don't know something, you're just ignorant, not willfully ignorant, but ignorant. Or then it's like, no, but that illustrates why it's so much worse to know and not do.
Yes.
Because you know effing better.
Yes.
And you are monetizing whatever you're doing.
Correct.
That's so wrong.
Yeah. Hashtag Twitter.